Hello Aquarius. Welcome to your 2021 overview reading. This is good for you if you're a sun, moon, or rising Aquarius. And before we get started, make sure you subscribe to this channel if you haven't already to make sure you get more content from me. And I also want to let you know that I am hosting a 6-week class if you would like to go deep into your intuition, into guidance, Akashic records, guides, all things woo-woo, then you should check out Cosmic Council. The link is in the description box. Oh, I'm so freaking excited. We start December 19th and I'm over the moon about it. So check it out if you feel called, if you feel nudged. Otherwise, I'm going to lay this out and we will get started. Okay, this first layer is actually the timeline for 2021, but let's start with the oracle cards as usual. We have something that is never truly yours. This is about looking at the collective, okay? So it's kind of like the principle of what you do for yourself is what you do for others, right? What you express for yourself is actually for the collective. It's kind of like you need to zoom out of your own stories, your own nonsense, your own self-focus. You actually have to get away from that and start looking at what are you doing for the collective? What's the bigger purpose here? It's like, okay, you want more money. Okay, how does that serve the world? Like really attaching the simple desire or what you're after in present time and making it more about what that means for a larger purpose. And also your own challenges, like what you're facing and what you're being presented with. How is that actually serving the world on a larger scale? It's kind of like make it not about you, but about the collective and see if that actually helps give you more inspiration. Like it's not just about you and that's a good thing. It's giving you extra jet fuel in 2021. And we have Lion, this is leadership, right? So you want to think about you taking on your leadership skills fully, like you walking the path first, you doing it first, and really again with that collective in mind, the group is in mind. You know, it's kind of like that, the leaders eat last. I think there's a book called that, but the idea is that you serve others first before you serve yourself, which that actually contradicts what I say other times, which is you want to do for yourself so that you can do for others. But you want to think about them simultaneously, right? So taking care of yourself is taking care of others, and also being focused on what you're giving to others is what helps you tap into your purpose more. So you want to have both of those things running at the same time, even though they kind of contradict each other. But be willing to take the first step in doing things, even if they're uncomfortable or unconventional. You have to go first. And then we have embrace. Welcome the experience. Hug someone you care about as soon as you are able to do so. Wrap your loving consciousness around the situation. It may be a gift of greater awareness. Yeah, this year for you is really about big vision. Big themes. This is not a micro situation. You don't want to zoom in on present frustrations. You really want to zoom out into big picture stuff. Let's look at the first quarter. If you're not familiar with my timelines, first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter. So this will be where you end up at the end of 2021. But first quarter, how you start off is the 7 of Swords. So this is strategizing, right? You have the chessboard there, kind of like preparing, planning, plotting for how you're going to execute. So I'm getting that there isn't a whole lot of expression in the first quarter. This is a lot of behind the scenes. This is a lot of marination and just letting yourself be strategic about your next steps. So the first quarter of 2021, you do not want to rush. As soon as you feel like you need to put the pedal to the metal and go full steam ahead and like blast your way through and forget the details and forget the mission and just rush and hurry to the next spot, you're going to trip over yourself. This is not the time to move fast or thinking that you rushing is going to make things move any faster. It's not. You actually need to slow down and take your time. To clarify, we have the Five of Pentacles, okay? So facing any type of scarcity. A lot of the time, even time scarcity, this could be pointing to, I need to hurry, I don't have enough time, I'm getting old. Any stuff like that that's coming up for you, or if you feel like you're squandering time, you need to rework how you think about time. Like we can even experience and blame time. And this is not what you want to be doing in the first quarter. You want to slow down, treat your next moves as if you have infinite time. There's infinite time for you to do what you need to do. And so therefore, you don't actually need to rush at all. The second quarter, we have the Four of Pentacles. So again, addressing the scarcity. There's not enough resources, there's not enough solutions, there's not enough time, there's not enough money, there's not enough clients, there's not enough jobs, or whatever it is that you're facing. Let's see what the clarifier is. Yep, you have to get up out of that way of thinking. You have to rise above any of the presenting circumstances, because here's the thing with being what some people would call in the matrix, okay? If you're in the matrix, then you're going to look at your external environment and become disempowered, because you have infinite reasons to disempower yourself as soon as you look outside of yourself. Right? You can use other people's sad stories as a reason to justify why you yourself will not be successful. You can use anything in the external circumstances as a reason to not achieve what you want. So you have to be careful with that. And this is about jumping outside of this idea of scarcity and liberating that part of yourself so that you can be free, like be free of the storytelling, be free of all of the stuff that you think you need to do in the conventional sense. Like withdraw, hoard, right? So this is hoarding energy. Like there's no way we need to hide all this money because we're never going to make more. It's withholding energy, okay? And this is about really zooming out and realizing how big the world actually is. This is a really deep reading. Anyway, let's go into the third quarter. Let's see, what else do we have going on? Four of Swords. So I'm getting the first half of 2021 is going to be you restructuring and reorganizing your entire internal world. Like there is such deep programming that you're going to be eliminating and re-scripting in the first half of 2021 that I'm getting you will want to have more fun, like have more relaxation time, because Four of Swords doesn't mean you're going to be laying in bed for 3 months. Of course not. This is about not being so focused on having to fix, okay? This is rewriting a lot, and there is an element of fixing, repairing, patching up, right? There's a lot of that that's happening in the first half. The Four of Swords is about resting, relaxing, enjoying the time and space that you have, and just capitalizing on all of this, okay? To clarify, we have strength. Right, so strength is found in rest. That's what this is pointing to. So enjoy yourself. It's like there's no point in doing all of this work if you're just gonna be burnt out, right? And not enjoy yourself. There is a necessity in balancing both and experiencing both, and I think you get a solid dose of that. If you're not weaving that in to the first 2 quarters of 2021, you're going to get a big dose of it in the third quarter. So if you're not keeping an eye on your energy levels and making sure you're taken care of, then it's something that you're gonna exhaust yourself. Like you're gonna be forced to rest whether you like it or not if you're not tending to it ahead of time. So be proactive with this, right? I deal with so many people who are burnt out. And who want to repair that and fix that. So you need to stay ahead of it and just make sure you're giving yourself what you need. And then wrapping up the year, we have Seven of Cups, lots of options. So as you wrap up 2021, especially if you're resting, right? If you're relaxing, if you're in play mode a little bit more, enjoying yourself, gathering your strength, enjoying what you've created, because this is about permission to relax. And I think you're in a good space with whatever you've been working on to the point where you actually feel safe to do this. Okay, you might not feel that with the Four of Coins or with the Four of Pentacles, you know? And so the Seven of Cups is showing all of the opportunities that are flowing in, all of the things that are emerging as a result of you having your full strength. So you have a lot of things that are going to be in, you guys know I like to call it having things in the oven, having things that are brewing and that are coming to the surface and that you're going to be able to act on. And then we have the Daughter of Wands. So if you're confused about which opportunities do I take, or what do I say yes to and what do I say no to, really focus on what excites you, what gives you energy, what sounds fun, what sounds like what you ideally want to pursue, what would be the highest expression of your soul, what would the leader version of you do, and really go forward with that. Trust your fire in those moments. Okay, I'm going to lay out the next layer and then we will dive into it. This is not a 3-card pick, despite what you might think. The 3-card pick is next. But this is love, romance, okay? If you're not interested in that, then you can think about it as the relationship you're already in, or platonic relationships, you know, whatever works for you. And then we have money, and we have growth, what you're going to see expansion in 2021. So love, we have the Eight of Pentacles, doing work around this area. So what I mean by doing work is like addressing your part. Okay, if you're seeing a chronic and consistent pattern that you don't like in your love life or in your relational anything, then you need to look at your side of the street. You need to do your healing, your work, being self-focused around your impact in the relationship is going to be where the results come from. If you're not addressing that, then you're gonna see things become stagnant because you just bring the same pattern, the same energy into the same situation. So you need to clean things up yourself first so that you can show up in a different energetic pattern and breaking that cycle. And that's going to be what supports you best. Okay. And this is also friendships, any type of partnership, right? And just look at it as you are ultimately what changes the circumstances. It's not something, okay, here's the other thing that I just want to say. I know that there's a lot of people who do readings and look at cards as giving you a definitive answer, and that's fine. But here's the thing, you always have power to transform whatever situation you're in. You always have that. It never goes away. So I also don't read in a way that's disempowering. So just keep that in mind. This isn't about will I find love or not. This is about, are you going to transform yourself internally in a way where you either become more receptive to love, or the relationship actually has the opportunity to stand the test of time because of the efforts that you've put into being healthy enough to sustain that. You know, it's more complicated than will I or won't I, okay? And then money, Four of Cups, you need to know what to say no to. In order to receive more money, you have to have good boundaries. And here's the thing, if you're familiar with archetypes, and we're going deep into this in Cosmic Council, but the prostitute archetype is something we all carry, right? And what I mean by that is saying yes to things we want to say no to out of survival. Okay, so the Four of Cups is helping you say no to things that do not feel good and do not serve you so that you can shift out of those patterns and expand financially. So your no's, like if you get presented with a job that you would rather tear your hair out than take, you know, pay attention to things like that. And I understand that there are times when we do have to say yes to what we want to say no to. But this is a year where it's like, maybe experiment with holding more boundaries around what you say yes to doing just for security. You know, see what happens. Like, play with that a little bit more. Play with self-trust. Play with looking at money as more energetic rather than just what you're doing in exchange for the dollars. It's more complex than that. And then not card number 3, this is growth. What area you're seeing a lot of growth in. We have the King of Cups, your emotional stability, maturity, mastery, being able to ride the waves of your emotions in a more graceful manner, in a way that's serving you and working for you rather than causing more turmoil, more trauma, more damage. It's something where there's a lot of stability and harmony in your emotional world. Okay, and then let's do a 3-card pick. So you're welcome to ask for guidance, clarity, support, whatever you are needing in this moment. Okay, card number 1. We have the 3 of Wands. So looking out at your big picture vision. What seeds are you planting? What are you forecasting for your future? What are you wanting to tend to in the open field of your life? Okay, and think big picture. This is a time to do that. Don't zoom in. And especially, like, you can see how far out. There's Earth right here. Earth is right here, and she zoomed all the way out, all the way out, all the way out, until your problems become this big. And when you start looking at problems as this big, then you're able to see the full picture of what you want moving forward. Card number 2. We have the Queen of Swords, so independence, going solo, doing it your way. If you're not finding what you desire, then create it yourself. Again, stepping into that leadership, you taking the jump first, you taking the plunge first, not waiting for permission, but going ahead with the desire is going to be the best thing that you can do for yourself. And also, the other message that's coming through is regret. Okay, if you don't do something, will you regret not doing it or not trying? And letting regret be something that motivates you, or the potential to regret, right? If you wait and then eventually you've just waited and been afraid for so long that you don't do it, that is something that I would recommend keeping in the back of your mind as you're making decisions. And then card number 3. You have the Page of Pentacles. You need to show up for the endeavor first, particularly around all things career. Okay, all things passion, purpose, money. You want to show up first. You need to meet God, universe, divine source halfway. You have to show up first and see what unravels as a result, see what unfolds. But it's kind of like you need to take the first step. That's the other really big thing. But this is showing a lot of progress in career and money if you're willing to kind of give things a shot, even if you feel like you're not qualified or if you're facing some imposter syndrome. Kick that to the curb and show up for it anyway. Thank you so much for joining me today, everybody. It's been an absolute pleasure. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you would like more videos from me. And also, if you would like to join Cosmic Council, class starts on December 19th. Make sure you check that out. The link is in the description box. All of the decks are in the description box. And I cannot wait to see you next time. Like, share, subscribe, and I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.